Speaking of Atlanta, though,
Yes.
not Real Housewives, but they're calling them Black Ice. So ICE is still at Atlanta airport patrolling the long lines to help TSA members who are currently not getting paid due to partial government shutdown.
Yes. So apparently they checking IDs now. At first they were just sitting around.
Now they're checking IDs.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of like, let me give you something to do
Yeah,
since
but
you
I
bored.
think the big conversation I want to have is, should black people, um, you know, should they be in ICE? Should they work for these organizations that, you know, push narratives and
Mm-hmm.
are led by people that do things that can come off as anti-black or anti any type of minority?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, ICE is an organization that is not a Trump organization. It's not an Obama. It's not. It's an organization of the government, of the federal government. So it's kind of unfortunate that these people just have jobs. We living in a tough economy. A lot of these people, more than likely, probably got laid off.
Yeah, that's
And
true
they,
too.
if they get laid off, they seeing these recruitments and they just like, all right, I'll do whatever I do to have to feed my family. And now a lot of their pictures are being blasted online, and it's this whole Black Ice thing. There was this one girl that they was particularly picking with, talking about how she looked and all of this, and she was
Mm,
in ICE. And ICE used to be able to wear the mask, but now they not.
right.
And it just seems like, I don't know to you, but it seems like all the pictures that's coming out on the media, they just showing an overly amount of black
I
people.
was
It's like
gonna
they
say.
trying to show like it's, black people are working for ICE. It's
Right.
like a narrative that's being pushed.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't like the narrative because these people could have worked for ICE for the past 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
like I mean, they could have just signed up, and then I have questions about that. But they could have also been like, I've fed my family off of this job for the last 20 years.
So let me ask you a question. So if somebody works for ICE, but they've been working there for the last 15 years, you're okay with that. But if they just signed up
Way
last
different.
week
Way different.
because the Trump bonus,
Yeah. Way different, because here's the thing. What people are trying to do, to your point, people are trying to like affiliate ICE with the administration, which has
yeah,
never been the case. That's almost like trying to affiliate TSA with them. These are just government jobs,
yeah.
right? Now,
It's very politicized now, though.
the idea that you now want to sign up to be an ICE agent, now that they get to be overly violent, overly brutal,
Yeah.
and some people have been using the word terrorize.
Two
N-
American, well, no, three or four American citizens have just died
yep.
in some type of
Hmm.
situation with ICE. I mean, obviously we seen the two violent ones, but it was also other situations where ICE was just chasing some dude, and the dude
Yes.
ran onto the road and killed the black woman. So it's like a lot of stuff that's going on. Their brand is not branding right now. Like, they're not hot. Like,
No. And my first when was do you ever remember, like, first, I don't know, being introduced to the concept of immigration at all, and like ICE, cuz again ICE has been around.
um, I had a friend like back in the day
Mm.
who worked, well, not like, his parents worked in the neighborhood, and he didn't go to our school, but he used to always be like up at the basketball courts and stuff like
Okay.
that. And I remember, like, this is when like social media had just came out, and we probably were like 12 or 13, and
Oh.
then we connected on whatever one of these social media platforms, maybe it was Facebook.
Okay.
And then like I didn't see him for a long time,
Mm.
and then I saw some like other people we were cool with later on in college, and then we were talking about them, and then they was like, "Oh yeah, his family got deported." So that's when I
Wow.
really start looking into like immigration and start
Wow.
looking into stuff like that, because he was like really cool. I don't know where he was from, but
But his family got
he was
deported.
Latino.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah.
I knew about deportation, but I didn't know that ICE did it.
Well, I didn't know about ICE, yeah,
Yes.
until I became an adult. But that was my first like time understanding that an organization for the federal government
Hmm.
snatching up people
People.
who didn't have their paperwork right,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
So I knew who ICE was, but I didn't know him. I didn't know them as ICE. I just knew them as immigration police.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. I just thought there was my hair lady. She was there one day, and then she
Yeah.
was deported the next. And I'm just like, oh, she got deported. I thought like just cops.
I told you I think my cleaning lady got deported. Well, not deported,
No.
but I think she's like scared to.
Oh, to like show
Because
her
every time we contact her, she's like, "Yeah, I'll come in 10 days." I'm like, I mean, what the
every day is
like?
another 10
Yeah,
days.
10 days. I mean, I'm gonna trip over
That's
the trash can. I'm like, no,
Stop it.
but yeah, like we were. I got her from a referral.
Mhm.
For one, I didn't know she was Latino,
Mhm.
and she barely speak
In
English. Like she don't
English.
speak that much
Yeah.
English, and I remember seeing her, and I was like, I bet you she's illegal or somebody like,
Yeah.
cause she always come with somebody.
Yeah.
So
Paperwork not.
she'll bring her daughter with her, and her daughter
Mm.
speaks good English, right?
Mhm.
She probably grew up in America,
Yeah.
but now like as I think ever since Kemp got online or got on TV saying they're inviting ICE into
Yes.
Georgia, it's been hard to get
Yeah.
her. It's been hard to get her on the line. I need and I pay her good. I mean, I treat her. It ain't
Yeah,
like
of
I'm.
course,
Yeah,
with like respect and dignity, and
yeah,
that's what I mean about the people who were veteran ICE and the people who are ICE now. Veteran ICE, you always had people who would come to the house and say, "Hey, I'm just trying to check your paperwork," something like that. The reason why I know is because when going to college in New York, there's a huge, which I didn't know prior to, there's a huge like multicultural type of,
yeah,
I had
yeah.
no clue. I'm a Jersey girl and I go to New York sometimes, but I did not
New York
immerse
is
myself
very
into the
diverse.
culture, right?
Yeah,
So I start making these friends. These friends start telling me about ICE. And I'm like, who is that?
right.
I literally don't know who they are. They're like, oh, they just knock on your door and they ask for your papers. And sometimes there can be clerical errors at the office or something.
Yeah,
And they think they're ready to deport you, but they treat you with respect and say, hey, can I see your paperwork? You give them your
yeah.
paperwork, they leave your house. But they do
Because there
come.
should be a pathway, a clean pathway
Yes.
to citizenship. Because if we really being honest, like the idea of being an American citizen is about immigration and
Is
diversity.
yeah, it's about a process.
Everything
Yeah.
about the story of America is about diversity. If we really being honest.
Right. And then that's why I don't think black people have like much of a dog fight into this. The only thing I will say is that, and I told you this offline, I had a cousin who worked for the Department of Corrections. And things weren't, I'm not going to get into the details, but things weren't working out for him
Right.
at the Department of Corrections. And he said that he was going to work for ICE. And
He was
it's
trying to
like,
get that bonus, huh? He was trying to get the
it's
$60,000.
like you see everything that they're doing, you see how people are being treated, and that's the pivot. Not, oh, I want to be a cop, not, oh, I want to be part of the, I don't know, work for the state in a different capacity, a postal worker,
Right.
something like that, right? Well, that's the federal government. But yeah, you don't want to do something like that. You want to work for ICE regardless of what you see. That is the point where I take issue with, because as a black person, you see this type of brutality and then you say you want to sign up. I do start looking at you differently as a black person, because black people experience police brutality at higher rates. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how much we talk about it. It's like, you know, you know, George Floyd literally had to pass in cold blood for us to be like, okay,
What
maybe we should do the body cams
I,
because maybe
I
they
got
are
a
telling the
question though.
truth.
I got a question though. So, and this is like a real question. Like, should black people or minorities go work for ICE? Because another thing you will see is, yeah, ICE is branded as going after Latinos, right? Because to be honest, let's be honest,
Well, yeah, they can.
ICE is really going. If when you
Yeah,
see stuff online, they're going after Latinos. I mean,
mostly. Yeah.
it's a lot. That's not the only diversity. Like, it's a lot of Haitians.
I was
It's
about to say, yeah, there was
a
some
lot of
Haitian mix up.
Asians, and like, but
Hmm.
so they're only going after the quote unquote people of color.
Yeah, they're not going for any like white immigrants.
Yeah, because
That I seen.
it's
Yeah.
a lot of people who every time you hear one of these successful stories, my dad came from Poland, my
Yeah.
uncle came
Yeah.
from German, and like so
And
they're
yeah.
they one generation removed from
Yeah.
all of this, and this is my issue with all of this is create a pathway
Yeah.
for people. I don't want open borders because I want safety, right? But I also want a pathway to the American dream. That's what the American dream is about. And I do think, and this is my one capitalist take, and we can move on from this, bruh. The reason they need to let a lot of these immigrants in because a lot of black folks, let's be honest, dog. Let's have an honest conversation. A
What?
lot of the work that some of these immigrants do,
Oh man.
black people don't want to do. Let me give you an example. I was trying to hire a cleaning lady.
Okay.
So I heard through the grapevine that this person lost their job. I heard from a friend.
Hmm.
This person lost their job, but they used to manage like Airbnbs.
Okay.
And they used to clean the Airbnbs for the cleaning fee. Whatever the cleaning fee is, like
Was okay.
$100, $200, whatever the cleaning fee is.
Hmm.
So that was their little side business. They lost their job. She had a daughter, so I was kind of like, man, she lost her job. I don't want to give her no money. I mean, she ain't my girl,
Hmm.
but I need a service done. So I'm like, oh well, she can clean the crib.
Hmm.
So I reach out to her and say, yes, how much would you charge me for this? I heard you do this, that, and the third. Oh, for that, I'm gonna need 650. I'm like 650. What? Like what you talking
Dollars,
about? Like
American
like
dollars.
American, like $650? Yeah. And I'm just like, why would I pay you? And then I got a referral from my guy. He gave me a great price. They come in, they over deliver. That's
Yeah.
just one example.
Yeah.
I got real estate. When you're trying to hire people, you're trying to hire contractors, you're trying to hire, like, it's not the same energy.
Mm.
As a culture, a lot of these illegal immigrants come in and they learn skills and they integrate themselves into the
Okay.
American culture. They building houses, they
Yeah.
doing roofing jobs, they
They're
doing plumb.
more like they have a
They have a
they're
fire
vigorous.
under their belly
Yes.
because they know
Yes.
they are not
Yes.
supposed to be on American soil. There's a lot of black people that sit around and they just like sleepwalking, and
Yeah.
they are. And here's the problem: they are victims.
Yeah.
They are victims of a bad school system.
Yeah.
They are victims of police brutality.
Hmm.
They are victims of discrimination. But you also benefit from being on American
American
soil and
soil.
having that American dream that you can pick yourself up, start a business, learn a skilled trade, and education is free. You have access to, you can learn whatever you want.
Hmm.
Education is basically free in America because you can learn anything you want online.
Yeah.
Sure, you got to
It's
sign up
the
and you might,
accreditation you gotta pay
yeah,
for.
the accreditation and all of this, but I mean, y'all ain't getting accredited anyway. Learn how to roof, learn how to be a contractor. It don't cost that much to be a contractor. But all I'm saying is there's a lot of
But bring the
young,
energy.
healthy black men and women in America
Hmm.
that sit around and play victim because they are victims. However, just because you're a victim don't mean you should play victim.
Yeah.
You should acknowledge it and move on and try to better your life. But a lot of people sit in the hood blaming the system and they don't pick up a
A
craft,
hammer, a
a
nail,
skill, a hammer, a
a
nail,
shovel,
and they
a
get mad
lawnmower.
and they get mad and say it's gentrification. But if you don't know how to fix your own hood,
Mm.
if we need somebody to paint and we got to go outside of our hood to get a
Yeah.
house painted,
Yeah.
to get a garage tore down, to
Yeah.
get our, you see what I mean? You see what I'm
Yeah.
getting at? We got to give our dollars to everyone else
Yeah.
when y'all are healthy sitting around complaining.
To your point, a lot of these undocumented people that come to the United States, they're also victims. A
Yeah.
lot of them are refugees. A
Yeah.
lot of them have had to escape like really dark, past, really dangerous situations. So also too, like it's interesting to have that different perspective that like these people are coming because they see the opportunity in front of them. They acknowledge their victimhood and then they move forward. I understand what you're saying
Yeah.
in that regard. I think that to your point, like
I mean, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of these jobs out here that just black people just not about to do. I'm sorry, who about to go pick cherries? I'm sorry, like it's a lot of these jobs that people are not about to do, and it has to get done. And
well, you know what? But black people, to your point about fine picking anything is not gonna happen.
Exactly, because black people we traumatized from that. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not picking. I'm not even
I'm
picking up my trash. I'm not
no,
picking nothing
no.
up. Right.
But I do think black people are creative and they're innovative. And so it was a black man who created the cotton gin. And
Yeah.
so everybody uses the cotton gin in order to, you still have cotton clothing and things like that. So I think there's opportunity for black people to really get into tech, really get into, because
Yes.
we still need, like you said, we still need these things. We still need the food. We still need the infrastructure for the United States to go on. Maybe there's opportunity, and here's the thing: Black Ice. Maybe there's an opportunity for the black people to work with other people of color, come together and do something together.
Yeah, we need to come together and do something because I'm just tired of I'm tired of
Like we don't need to be against each other.
I'm not I'm tired of embracing the victim mentality. Like just because you are a victim don't mean you embrace it. If I walk outside and somebody's hit me in the mouth, I got assaulted. I'm a
Yeah.
victim. Call the cops, report it. But if I sit there every day and talk
About
about
how you got hit in
wow,
the
I got
mouth.
hit in the mouth and that's the reason I can't, write a paper for my school or I can't sign up for my
Yeah.
CDL or whatever. It's like, bro, you got hit last week.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, like you be hearing people crying about stuff that happened 10 years ago, to be honest.
exactly. And we have to learn to embrace what we
Adversity.
went through and understand that our ancestors went through 50 times worse and they got us here. So we got to take the baton
And
and
move it
and
forward.
we have an opportunity to participate in capitalism and the American dream. And a lot of us are just sitting around sleepwalking, talking about what happened in the 50s and the 60s. And we're supposed to learn from that. Not like, think about it. Like Martin Luther King probably sitting around like, y'all still talking about y'all still talking about what I did? Y'all supposed to do something.
Mm.
Like we supposed to have so many innovators that Martin Luther King is like a second thought.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a folk tale.
Yeah.
But like no, like we ain't got that many other people that's doing that much.
Yeah.
Like we need people to step up.
So
Thank you guys for watching. In order to continue to support independent journalism, I need you to subscribe to our page below. And also, if you want the full podcast and more exclusive content, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description.